I'm at this kind of weird stage in my life, and I think many of you might relate to this, where like normally I would be going back to school right now, except I graduated college, so now I'm not. And it's kind of weird to have it be like back to school time, except you're not going back to school. And don't get me wrong, it's nice. I'm very glad to not have more essays to write, but it is a kind of weird change, right? And so what do I want to do about that? I want to decorate a dorm room in The Sims 4. I don't know. This might be a stretch, but it's a video idea. So let's do it. But like actually though, I kind of like the dorms in The Sims 4. I think they're fun. And I kind of want to decorate one. I haven't done like a dorm decorating video in a very long time. I think like probably since university came out. And that was a while ago. So shall we give it a shot? I kind of want to decorate like a shared dorm room, like 2 beds, 2 Sims. Maybe they could have sort of like opposite styles, you know? Maybe they hate each other. That would be unpleasant. And I think I also want to keep the wallpaper and the floors the way they are. Because in real life, obviously you wouldn't be able to change this, you know? You come in here to live here, you're not going to be able to move the windows. You're living in a dorm room for 8 months. Like, there's not exactly many renovations happening here, nor are you painting the walls. I wonder what would happen if you tried to paint the walls in your dorm rooms. Because a lot of times when you're renting a place, like you could paint the walls as long as you paint them back when you leave. But dorms are weird. They have like very frequent inspections. At least when I lived in the dorms, the RAs had to inspect your room like pretty often to make sure you didn't have like illegal things. And by illegal, I don't mean like the law, I mean like you weren't allowed to have a coffee maker or like a rice cooker or a hot plate, like some kinds of cooking things you weren't allowed to have because they were fire hazards. You could have a microwave, but that's it. So they would come and like check to make sure you didn't have fire hazard. Oh, candles? No candles allowed. But they would come and check to make sure you weren't breaking the rules. So I feel like if you tried to paint the walls, like even if you said you'd paint them back, I don't think that would end well for you. I'm kind of curious to know what your dorms were like. Like, were they as strict as that? Possibly more strict? It kind of depends on the school. It's weird because some places will force freshmen to live on campus as well. Like even if you live nearby, like your parents could be 5 minutes away and they'll be like, sorry, you're a freshman, you have to pay me to live on campus. But you also aren't allowed to have a car on campus because you're a freshman, so you're trapped here. Isn't that weird? But they do that because there's not enough parking spaces, so they want to force the freshmen to live on campus so they don't have to commute. Anyway, other weird thing about American universities is that our dorms don't have kitchens. You may have noticed this from the dorms in The Sims 4 and how you are not allowed to include a stove on your lot. Yeah, dorms don't have kitchens. Sometimes the whole building will have a kitchen. Like you might have like a kitchen that's shared by the whole building. Like say there's like multiple stories to this place. There might be like one kitchen everybody can use. My dorm, my freshman year, did not have a kitchen that anyone could access. You had to like pay for a meal plan and have a mini fridge. Basically, mini fridge and microwave. That was how you lived. Do you know what? I might use some of the Dream Home Decorator stuff because I kind of like the Dream Home Decorator beds. This one looks so similar to what my bed looked like my freshman year with like the slats and stuff. What, did I not put the cheat on? Oh, I didn't. Do you know what I might do? I know I wasn't gonna change the room size, but I might make it smaller because part of me wants to loft one of the beds. I think that's a different bed. I don't think that's the same one that I had. Maybe it's fine and we can make them look like that on purpose. Anyway, I want to loft the beds because I feel like it might be nice to put like a desk under one of them or something to like separate the rooms a little bit. This room is actually very large. I know it might not seem that way, but like based on where I'm from, this is massive. Okay, so another thing that happens a lot in dorms, they will have a sink and counter space in the dorm room. Like if you don't have a bathroom ensuite type of thing, like this one doesn't, or even if you do have a bathroom, you might have a bathroom that's like shared between 2 bedrooms. So like say these 2 bedrooms might have a bathroom like right here and they share it or whatever. That's kind of common. Or you'd have like floor bathrooms like these. If you have this kind of situation, a lot of times they would put sinks in your bedroom so that you could like brush your teeth and stuff in your room and not have to go all the way to the floor bathroom. It probably wouldn't be that big though. It would be smaller. But I kind of want to add one just because I feel like it's realistic. Here I was being like, I'm not going to paint the walls. now I've built a wall. I've added cabinets and plumbing. Now I kind of want to paint the walls with like how they'd be in my dorm room in real life. I kind of want to mimic it. I kid you not, my dorm had cinder block walls. They were white. It looked like this. They were a little bit more like overgrouted than this. Like the lines weren't as obvious, but they looked like this. The problem I'm having is that these wallpapers are really messing with my vibes. It's too fancy. Oh, maybe that's good. Beige. Yeah, that feels realistic to me. Beige. Okay, no, that's right. That looks right to me. Yep. And then you bring your own bedspread and stuff so we can customize that part. I don't know how I'm gonna split up this room. I'm like trying to put the beds down and I have no clue what I want to do with them. Okay, that would be a nice desk. Imagine having a desk that fancy in your dorm. Oh my. Okay, I hate to say it, but I would have been so sad if I had to have a bed this high in my dorm room. I feel like our beds were lofted, but not this much lofted. You could raise them up as high as you wanted to, like you could raise it, but mine was lofted and had like my dresser under it, basically like a dresser this size underneath it. So picture the bed being like that high up, you know? So it was a little bit higher than a normal bed, but it wasn't like that high. It was, you know, like that. Okay, I'm kind of thinking it might be cute if they shared dresser space. Not like they shared dresser space, but like each of them has one of these and they're not like on separate sides of the room. Oh my God, should I put this orange rug? I hate to say it, but I kind of like it. I know it's like ugly. Okay, I am aware of that, but isn't that fun? Don't we want each of our Sims to have some nice custom space? No, the orange is bad. The orange is bad. I can't do that. This one looks good. It kind of ties the two together almost. Oh, maybe this one could be good because there's an orange and blue kind of swatch. It's not that good, but I'm trying to think realistically here. You wouldn't have a perfect layout. Oh, the wood color doesn't match. It hurts. It hurts. Why? What if there was like a smaller rug just underneath the desk? Maybe that's better. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. There's not enough space to do something like that, is there? I shouldn't do that. Now I'm kind of wondering if I should switch it. Oh, of course the window's being blocked by this. Oh, annoying. Well, I'm just thinking, like, if we swapped it. No, I don't want them both to be lofted. Oh, some pillows on the floor could be cute. And we share them. Wait, don't these people hate each other? What was I doing again? What was the story? I was thinking about putting like some pillows and a couple of stools. Cause then, like, ideally, you could scoot them around and like have seating if your friends came over, but then maybe they have like storage in them, like these little buddies or those little buddies. I don't know about these. Oh, maybe the dream home decorator one. We could just put one of them. We could pretend it has storage in it. Oh, that could work. This mirror probably would be on the floor because they wouldn't have like the tools to mount it on the wall, right? You're not even prepared for this. I'm gonna put so much clutter in here. Okay, I feel like the general layout is good. Laptop? Okay, this is basically this Sims nightstand, so maybe a lamp could be cute. A lava lamp? Is that a fire hazard? Are you allowed to have those in your dorm room? Honest question. Is that a fire hazard? That feels like it would be on the no list based on my experience. They didn't even want you to have fairy lights. So I feel like they would not appreciate a lava lamp, but maybe they don't care. Ooh, maybe this one's an athlete. And then the Sim on this side of the room. I'm basing it based on the colors. I hate to say it, but maybe they like space. An athlete in space. Okay, we can work with that. A ball. Yeah, I want to like layer these posters a little bit. Oh, this could be so cute under the desk. It like fits perfectly. Oh, I love it in here. Do you know what? I don't know anyone who decorated their dorm room this much in real life. It's kind of impractical to like move all these things in and also expensive. But let's be real, this is very fun to do in The Sims. So we should definitely put a pride flag somewhere. There's not a lot of empty wall space. I might have to size it down, but maybe we could put it over here. Probably keep it sized up the same. Trans pride flag perhaps? And then I want to get like a calendar or something. Like we need to get more on this wall. And actually while I'm here, some people in my Twitch chat didn't know this item was base game. So if you didn't realize, you also have a pride flag in your game. All sorts of different swatches on it. Yeah, this isn't like an item you have to pay for or anything. Obviously, it's a base game item that you too would have. So if you didn't know, there you go. I think I might put a calendar like this on this side. Oh, it fits perfect in there. And then I was thinking about this one on this side because there's like more stuff to it. Maybe I'll get another one of these then. Size it down. Oh, that fits. I think that's a fun collection of things on the wall. I feel like there would be an exit sign. No, I'm not gonna do that. They already have the like emergency instructions on the door. It's fine. Some knives? Oh, maybe the jersey. That's really fun. I feel like that fits in. What color? Maybe the blue one. Or would the pink be better? I kind of like the pink one. It doesn't have to match perfectly, you know? I mean, that's never gonna happen in a space like this. So I want to fill up this wall like pretty much completely with stuff because this poor Sim has less space for decorations. Like they have less wall space to hang stuff up. So I want to give them some more. Maybe they're in the debate guild. Oh, that's fun. I think I like that. Do you want to swap who gets the lava lamp? So that we can put this one. We have one theme over here and it's just sports. So maybe they can have the soccer ball lamp. Oh, we can put this lamp. That is so silly. I kind of love it. Do you know what though? I like genuinely love this lava lamp in the game. It unfortunately comes with Strangerville. which is not my favorite pack, but it is kind of fun. The lava lamp, not so much the pack. Oh, that's not true. Strangerville's fine. I do feel like there are better ways to spend your money in The Sims 4 though. Things that are like more replayable that you can use every day as opposed to a pack that you kind of just use like once. I love how that looks. It's so cute. Oh, should we have put something like that? No, it's too big. It's too big. Don't do that. I feel like the room kind of cuts off diagonally. Like we're kind of pretending here, but I feel as though this room is kind of split like this. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to like put things in this corner because I feel like maybe it should be like shared things. Oh, what if we put a fake wall? Maybe there's like electrical stuff in there. This is how I'm splitting up the room, by putting a fake wall. I think that helps with defining the spaces and whose space is whose though. Makeup tray? Do you think this sim might have lights like over here? What else would they hang up? I don't want to put too many posters, but then again, like you pretty much only would hang up posters. So, well, you also don't need to have stuff on every wall. That is one thing. Oh, you know what I did have in my dorm room? I had a towel hung up. I had like a command hook that I hung up my towel on because obviously you can't keep it in the communal bathroom. Like you're not gonna leave your towel in there. So I had a command hook on my wall where I hung up my towel. Maybe they could each have these are bathrobes, not towels, but you know, we can pretend. Why are you doing that? Can you stop? Who decided to put a platform in there? That was a bad idea, Simsie. Oh my, it's doing it again. Stop, stop. The Sims 4 is so annoying. Why are you doing that? In what world does this make any sense? I want it further over. I want to hang up two of them and I don't want them to be like touching. Whatever. One can be yellow and one can be pink. We'll share them. Well, they don't share them. They each have their own and they just hang them up together because it's easier. Does anything even slot into that? Like, oh. Yes. Trying to think what would be useful, and part of me kind of wants to stack up like some of these. That's floating, isn't it? Yeah. Well, if we had a couple of those stacked, I feel like that's just realistic, right? Like you need to store stuff somewhere. Doesn't really fit though. Put some books on top of it. Okay, the books also do not really fit. Let me size them down. Wait. Okay, they're floating a little bit, but just don't look too closely at it, okay? Then you won't know they're floating. It's fine. Okay, and then in this part of the bathroom, we share a hand towel. Oh, or maybe something like this could be good. We could hang up this. I don't think many of the dorm bathrooms had like a proper shelf like that in them. So that's a nice touch, honestly. It's impressive. Okay, toothbrushes, soap, okay. And then do we leave the counter space open or should we put some stuff on it? Also, you know what? That cabinet space for storage, that's real nice. We had a pedestal sink in my dorm room. I didn't have a sink in my bedroom, but a lot of my friends did. But my dorm room, like we had a tiny bathroom. Basically my dorm was like 3 bedrooms and a bathroom shared, like in a little suite, they called it. And our bathroom had a pedestal sink. So the idea of a sink with that much storage is like real nice. Especially when you're used to having a thing like that, you know, like there's nowhere to put anything in that. We all like kept our stuff in our rooms and then would like bring a little caddy of it. Kind of like this, like you'd like bring this basket into the bathroom to shower and stuff and then bring it back and leave it in your room. I like this dorm room. This is the kind of picture that you would see like on the school's website, like a preview image for the dorms. They have them like all staged like this. And then you go into a real dorm room and they look like this. You know what I mean? Like, this is actually pretty realistic. Maybe a bit big, but the real ones would be this empty, you know? Expectation versus reality, right? Yeah. So for those of you who are starting college right now, maybe it's your first year on campus. Well, actually, it could be your first year on campus for a lot of you, even if you've been in college, because you probably had the year online last year, right? So good luck. The first couple weeks are hard, I know, trust me. It does get easier. Big adjustment to make, but you got this. I might put this on the gallery. Why do I kind of want to make a sim and like play through university now to play in this dorm room? It's a shame that it's so hard to decorate your dorm for real when you have a sim living here because you can't go into build mode. But don't worry, bb.enable free build, type that cheat, then you can edit your Sims dorm room. I got your back. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was fun for me to just sit and chat, okay? I needed this today. Make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And on that note, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Oh my god, by the way, I'm a little bit stressed out because I'm trying to pre-record because my cousin is getting married next week, so I'm trying to like make sure I have videos backlogged so I can go to his wedding. So bear with me, okay, if I seem frazzled.